When we talk about music and dance, we go into a problematic area because both of them are directly related to the taste, to the subjective experience. But even so, we can understand it from a higher point of view. That is, we can try to look at the whole picture, but we're gonna do it from the perspective of myself. The thing is that I enjoy a very specific type of music, a very and that is psytrance music. Psytrance music is a very young type of music, if you can say so, because as we know it, it arrived in the 90s. But the thing is that this type of music suffers from a lot of prejudice in society. When people think about electronic music, they often relate it to crazy people in a bad sense of the word. When I say that, they relate it to drugs, saying drug like this word that is also a misconception. Since like using this wrong word, drug is everywhere. That's not the point. You know what I mean? The thing is that electronic music is a manifestation, a very powerful manifestation. Let me try to explain it better. Psytrance music was born in the 90s in India, and in the beginning it was related to achieving higher states of vibration through the dance and through the music, to the repetitive music, and then it spread all over the world. But it was born as a response to reality. Let us keep this concept right here. Is a movement that came to be as a consequence of the reality. What I mean that there is something really a phenomenon that is really interesting in history, in human history. It's called hysteria, and is related to a pathologic state of the psyche. That is, when people get really annoyed by the material reality, but it happens all in the unconscious level probably. The person, groups of people, large groups of people manifest some strange behavior, and that is interesting because electronic music makes people dance in a weird way. When I say weird here, it's a misconception as well, because there's no wrong or weird way to dance. But the thing is that I'm not going to lose the train of thought here. Let's go. What I'm saying is that the dance itself is not restricted to any forms or concepts. It's a mere expression of the human body, in connection of everything. And this dance that I'm talking about is the shamanic dance. It's the dance that takes back to the roots of our species, because we see this repeatedly in different groups of people, ethnicities, people from all over the world, thousands and thousands of years, making rituals of dance and chanting, having fun around the fire, celebrating life, beating their feet on the ground, searching for higher frequency vibrations. And that is something to think about, because we all have that in our DNA, in our memories, in our genetic memory. And I find that fascinating, because When I began in the trance music, it was an experience related to external things, creating sensations. And now and then, in the process of letting myself go in the music, it took over. And for example, I listen to electronic music when I'm training, when I'm studying, when I'm creating, when I'm walking. I really like it, you know. And it's a part of my life today. And I feel it as a futuristic connection to the sacred that lies in the past of our species. The connection to the ground, to the vibrations, to the beat. You know what I mean? You can see it all over. And psytrance is also a response, is also an answer to the pressures of a world in collapse. This collapsing world, this dystopic reality in which we don't know who is crazier. Me or everyone else. That's the thing. In psytrance is like a rebellion. The individual and the individuals together, expressing themselves freely, expanding their consciousness through the dance and through the music. That is legit, my brothers. I felt it in my life, and I wish each person could experience that on their own way. The state of pure connection with a vibration, moving your body, just letting it happen by itself. It's amazing, and each and every one of us can manifest that, because we are all humans, and we are all connected. And that's the thing. When I'm there, beside that box, vibrating with the sound, there's no beginning, there's no end, there's no up or down. There's just everything. You know what I mean? Flowing in vibrations. You know, I even created an expression to verbalize it. And it was the chambration or chambração. And in fact, it gets close to the truth. After all, everything is mandala. Chambra mesmo.